Hi guys, we're gonna be doing a full face of new makeup today, and all of the makeup is affordable makeup slash drugstore makeup, so I'm super excited about that. I think it's safe to say we all love drugstore makeup. I mean, who doesn't love affordable makeup, right? So most of these products are new to the market and a couple of them are new to me, I just realized. So I'm gonna put these products on. These are not first impressions. I have tried these products, so I do sort of have my own opinion about each of them, and I'll be giving you guys the product and price breakdown as I put these products on for you guys to get this full face of makeup. It's going to be base and lips. There was no new eye products, so that will not be part of today's video. But if you guys want to see these new affordable makeup goodies and how they perform, then let's just get into this video. Alrighty, let's get into the first product, which is a primer from Milani. And look how cute, it has this little spatula. This primer is $15.99. It has that silicone feel to it. It's really cloud-like. It's kind of sticky. And it's supposed to blur pores and fine lines, be hydrating, but also give the skin a grip, which I thought was really interesting for this type of primer. And it also has micro powders in it. So for the oily girls, I think this is gonna be really good. But for me personally, I don't know if it's something I need. Oh, it has a cooling feeling to it. I didn't notice that yesterday. I put a lot more on today. So it has this cooling feeling. Oh my gosh, it has a super cooling sensation. That is really interesting. I'm gonna let this absorb for a second because I don't wanna mess up the application of the rest of my makeup. This is interesting. It's not something I would normally go for just because I'm not a huge fan of the texture, but I kind of like it better than other like silicone blurring primers. I will say the first ingredient in this product though is water. So I don't know if that technically makes it a water-based primer, but I did see that there's silicone in it. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. I like silicone in my makeup. I think it makes makeup really smooth and flawless. So I'm a fan personally, but I know some people are kind of weird about that. Oh, maybe the skin does get tacky, or maybe the skin does get a little grippy. It feels really hydrated, which I'm like mind blown by that right now. But it doesn't look super hydrated, but it doesn't look dry either or super matte. Very interesting. Okay, doing a close-up look of the primer, it actually does do a really good job of kind of filling in the pores. I don't have extra large pores, but this is typically where my pores are the largest, and close up, it actually does do a pretty good job of smoothing out the pores. So I am impressed. Actually impressed with this, but like I said, I'm very picky when it comes to texture of my makeup and primers, and this just isn't my favorite. So I don't see myself reaching for this a lot personally. And Catrice has Instant Awake Under Eye Brighteners. They come in 4 shades, but if you're light to medium and neutral undertone like me, you're gonna wanna go with Warm Nude instead of Rose. Rose is a little too light, so it pulls a little ashy on me. Warm Nude is a much better shade. And you guys, these retail for $6. It's really creamy, but not in a waxy way, which I actually really like. I was a little iffy because it comes in a little pot. Sometimes products like this tend to be a little overly emollient for me, but this is really good. I really like the texture of this. I can't believe it's $6. But look at that instant brightness. I really like the shade of this also. I think it's a very natural color corrector for me since I don't have dark circles today, but if you do, they do have deeper colors as well. One thing I noticed about this is it doesn't crease a lot either, which is another huge plus about this. I was shocked by this pot formula. I actually really like it. Look at the after, look at the before. Okay, let's do this side so we're evened out. This next drugstore makeup brand is probably one of my favorites because I feel like they have some gems and they're actually still really, really affordable. And that is Essence. This is their Correct and Conceal Under Eye Brightening Concealer. This is $4.99. Okay, there's 4 shades and a green one, so 5 in total. It has a natural finish and it blends really easily. I will say though, this shade is a lot more intense. This is in the shade medium. So if you are my skin tone and you do have dark circles or a lot of hyperpigmentation, this one might be a little bit better. I think there's a little more correcting in this shade, but for me, it is a little intense, but I'm putting it where I tend to get a little bit of hyperpigmentation, which is right in this area. I do love the formula though, but again, just because I don't have dark circles or really dark hyperpigmentation, I'm not sure how much I'm really loving this shade, but this is the shade out of the ones offered that I would be using. So love the product, but will I be reaching for it a lot? Probably not, just because I don't need it. But if you're looking for a color corrector that's lightweight, easy to blend, and super affordable, look no further. Next, we're going in with Milani's new Perfect and Conceal Blur Out Skin Tint, which is in stick form, and I'm in the shade 9, which is light medium golden beige. Milani actually has 25 shades of this, and this is $15.99. I'm just going to put this on. It glides on so easily, super buttery. It has buildable light to medium coverage, but honestly, I feel like this is more so medium coverage. Like, it has a lot of coverage. Again, just like with the pot concealer, sometimes I feel like stick formulas that are creams are too heavy and waxy and get really shiny, but this one actually feels super lightweight. It doesn't have that waxy, overly creamy feeling. And the cool thing about this skin tint is it does have a soft matte finish, which you guys know my feelings about soft mattes. I feel like a lot of brands don't do that, so whenever brands do, I'm like, yes, especially for the oily girls, you know? I think it's really helpful to have this, and it is a really pretty matte. Like, I have normal to dry skin, and I can definitely get away with this with the correct skin prep, and it feels ultra lightweight on the skin. Like, you can't even feel it, which to me is insane for it being in a stick formula. It definitely does not look like a skin tint to me. It looks like a foundation, and I'm honestly not mad at that at all. At first I was like, I can't really see myself using this so much. I put it on at the same time as the Milk one, but the more I use it, the more I really like this formula. It makes the skin look so pretty. Like, look how pretty that evened out everything. What did I tell you though? That number 9 is a perfect match. Like, wow, it's so good. The only thing about this product though is you have to keep this cap that it comes with on, or else the product is going to dry out, and I just kind of made a mess in the cap and it took off a chunk of my skin tint stick, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this looks really good on the skin, and I've worn it for the past 2 days and it doesn't get super shiny throughout the day, which sometimes stick formulas do tend to do. But I noticed last night that my skin, wherever I put it, didn't look shiny or extra greasy at all, so I'm really happy about that. Another gem from Essence is their new Contouring Duo Stick. It comes with 2 sides, a cool medium brown and then a peachy shade. I typically only use the contouring side, and I like how you can get really precise with this, but you can also be kind of messy with it. And again, you guys, this is $5.99. Like, that's crazy. It blends a lot, so you can kind of put a lot and you don't have to be super careful, which I think for makeup beginners is a really huge plus. This is how it looks like blended out. I really like the shade too. It's not too warm, not too cool. It's a bronzer, I guess. The packaging is so sleek, so if you are someone who likes to keep all of your makeup in a makeup bag, that's a huge plus about this product that I just thought of right now, because I did pack it in my makeup bag over the weekend and I just loved how easy it was. And if you need that brightening light peachy side, that is also on there, but I just don't really use that. You know what? Let's try it today. Let's try it a little bit down the center of the nose. Just let that kind of marinate for a little bit. Another thing about this Essence Contouring Duo is it has a matte finish, which I appreciate in a bronzer because I don't use bronzing powder in addition to cream bronzer anymore. So when they are matte, I actually do prefer that. Alrighty guys, let's get into some blush. I'm gonna warn you, this product probably isn't my favorite, but I do wanna show it to you guys. This is the Revlon Glimmer Blush Drops. These look just like the Hourglass blushes, which I just happened to test both of them the same day, and I was like, oh, these are the same. So you have to make sure to shake the product, and then it really is a drop. So it has like this little thing that you press and it does the product. I feel like I'm risking it all using this today because when I tried it for the first time, it did not blend very well. So yeah, I'm kind of scared. These retail for $10.49, and this is the shade Pink It Over. Ooh, let's see, hopefully a different brush will be different. It says 1 drop is enough for both sides. I'm really risking it all by putting both cheeks on at the same time and not finishing one. Let's see. They dry insanely fast, and they have a powdery finish. I guess you could call it a matte finish, but it's like a velvet. It's described as a velvet powder. I would say matte, and it does not budge once it dries, and it's very fast. Oh my God. I will say it's looking a little bit better than the other day, but oh no. And see, I normally use a sponge to re-blend products out, and that always messes this product up. So I'm having the same problem with this. I had a feeling this was gonna happen, and this just messes up my whole entire makeup. So look at that, it's dried. It's so patchy. This is actually like crazy what this looks like. Let me do a little zoomy zoom so you guys can see all these patches. Like, I don't know if there's any saving this. Let me try to put another blush on top. I truly hate doing this, and that is starting over with my makeup, but I'm gonna try to fix it right now. I don't know if I can, so I'm gonna... Okay, I don't think there's any fixing that, so I'm gonna have to go back and do everything from scratch again. I should have known, but I wanted this to be true. I wanted to use new products, and I wanted to show you guys this blush, and I was really hoping that I was gonna be able to get it to work, but okay, we're back. We're gonna try a different blush, also from the drugstore. Versed is a skincare brand that just came out with makeups. So let's use their blush stick in the shade Bloom. These retail for $14.99, and I really like this shade. I love me a good stick that I could just put on. They're super creamy, and they make the skin look nice and dewy. Let's see what this looks like. I just washed my brushes yesterday, so I'm using like all fresh brushes, and also brushes that I don't normally use because I don't want to taint my go-to brushes. That is actually really pretty. I've been pretty impressed with their skin tint as well. So let me know if you guys want to hear more about that on my TikTok or YouTube shorts, because there was just too many new products to fit into this video. But this is so pretty. It's not overly pigmented. It makes the skin look really healthy and glowy. It definitely has like a dewy finish to it, so keep that in mind. But I really like this color. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more blush on. This isn't a new blush, and this is not drugstore, but I'm just gonna add a little bit more blush because you know me. But this is a new shade from Huda Beauty, which I will talk about in another time. But it's so good. I also think the finish of the Huda Beauty will kind of balance the radiant finish of this one, because the Huda Beauty has more of like a matte finish. Let's start powdering down the face. This is also from Catrice. This is their new under eye brightener setting powder. And I do have two here. I like to use light rose under my eyes, and this time I wanted to try warm nude on the rest of my face. So this is gonna be my first time trying this shade everywhere. Let's see what we think. I actually really like this powder, so hopefully this color looks good. Kind of like, it looks a little more translucent than anything. This powder is also $6, just like the color correctors, and they come in the same exact shades, which I think is pretty cool actually. I really like it. I feel like if you're looking for an affordable powder, this is really good. I'm not mad at it at all for $6. Don't mind if I do. It's very lightweight too. It's not thick at all. Blends in pretty easily. I'm even gonna show you what the light rose shade looks like under my eyes so we can see. I feel that these powders are a little bit more on the translucent side. They're not super pigmented. And that's just something to note. I feel like not everyone wants a super pigmented powder. So, you know. But this is what light rose looks like. I'm not gonna lie, these are kind of reminding me of my favorite, my beloved Hourglass powder. That is tea. All right, we're gonna do one more powder. And also from Essence, this is the Flawless Skin Trio. It's a loose setting powder, and it does have 3 color correcting shades in it, and you can use them individually or you can use them together. I just use them together. I think it's all of them. I think I'm using it together. However, I have some speculation that this powder does have some flashback. I will insert clips here showing the flashback, or what I think is the flashback. I wore it one night to like a really dark bar, and it does kind of cling to areas. Like even though I set the eye, I find it still clinging to certain areas. I really like the way this looks, but now that I'm doing this and talking about it, where it clings is where I showed like the flashback in the photo. So I'm just gonna show you guys like what it looks like. I did a side-by-side comparison to the new Kosas powder, and I did feel like one eye, which was this eye, was having some flashback. So I still really like this powder. I think it's really pretty. It's really brightening, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're going out and you plan on taking pictures with flash. Like, I don't know if you're gonna wanna wear this one, but it does retail for $6. So if you just want something for during the day to brighten that's affordable, I think this is really pretty. I really like it. You know, different powders for different times of the day. I'm not judging anyone. I mean, it's $6, so. Well, let's put on some hard candy lippies. You guys, hard candy and Essence always come through with the super affordable gems. These are their lip blur lipsticks, and these retail for $8. I'm gonna be using 2 shades, Smitten and Honeymoon. These definitely are giving the Rhode lip contour vibes, except for they don't come in lip contour shades, which I'm kind of sad about. I do wish the shade range was a little bit better. That's like my one complaint. They're chubby, just like the Rhode ones, and they have smudgers on the other side so you can blend them. They're supposed to give you that blurred cloud-like effect. And one thing I will say about these, you guys, is they have really good staying power. I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to feel like drugstore lip liners have more staying power than high-end, I've noticed. And I'm like, okay. So this shade is cute, but it's not like my go-to shade. If you know, you know. So I am gonna add a little bit of like warmth and color with Honeymoon. So go right outside that. I kind of have to mix the two to get a color that I like, and even then, I feel like I need a lip liner because there's not enough depth in the color, and they're kind of chubby. And I have small lips, so I'm always trying to enhance my lips or make them bigger than they are. So I like a defined lip liner, okay? So I'm gonna add a little bit of my own lip liner. I'll use this one from NYX. I'm gonna put some eyeshadow and my eyes on really quick because I don't have anything new for those categories. So BRB. Alrighty, quick little hair change, did my eye makeup, and now we're back with the last product, which is from Cocokind, which is one of my favorite affordable skincare brands. And you guys, they came out with this Ceramide Lip Blur Balm, which is a lip treatment for $12. It was a collab, but I love this formula. I'm actually really hoping that they, 1, keep this, 2, add more shades. There's no fragrance or flavor for the sensitive lip girlies, which I think is pretty cool. I don't really mind that it doesn't have that. And I really love the shine on it. I love the feeling. It feels so nourishing for my lips. It's $12 and I just love Cocokind so much. So they may be the first brand that I'm obsessed with this type of thing. It has ceramides and peptides, which when I hear those two things, especially from Cocokind, I get really excited because I know it's actually going to work for my skin, and they are affordable, just like everything else we use today. So this is the final makeup look using all new products, new to me, and most of them new to the market. Some of them I really like. I definitely can see myself continuing to use them, if you guys can guess which ones. And some products are just a not for me type of product, which is what I hope that you guys get from these videos. Is there's not necessarily any such thing as a bad product, but there is such a thing as a product that is not for me, which some of these products were. They were good products, but they're just not for me, or just not my preference, something that I would personally reach for. But that doesn't mean that they're not good products and you guys won't like them. So with that being said, let me know if there's anything that you guys were excited about from these new makeup products, and I will see you guys in the next video.